Hello peaches and plums, and welcome back to another video with me. My name is Becky, aka Glowing Minimalist, or if you're new, hello! It is very nice to meet you. Thank you so much for joining. In today's video I will be talking all about skincare. It is going to be a rapid video just about some of my top favourite budget affordable brands. Most of them are going to be around the £10 mark, maybe a bit less, maybe a bit more, but just around that kind of ballpark of a figure. I really hope that you find some products that interest you and that might work well for you. I just want to quickly acknowledge that yes, I'm in a dressing gown and yes, I'm in my pajamas. I really do not feel like getting dressed today, but I did want to create some content that I thought might be useful. So I really hope that we can move past this. I promise I will look better next time. I'm just not in the mood today. So I wanted to begin with one of my favourite brands of all time, that is Simple. So Simple Skincare is perhaps one of the first brands that I actually ever really learned about. I remember being a teenager and browsing through Boots and Superdrug and seeing Simple and just being like, ooh, this brand looks very healthy and good. It must be fantastic. I should buy it. So I did, and products that I've used in the past have been their makeup wipes, their cleansers, their toners, all kinds of bits and bobs really. They're all fragrance free, which is nice, and they're all very affordable. I think the most expensive item is like £9 or so. A lot of it's very affordable, especially the cleansers and the toners. They're around the £3 mark for like 150 mils or so, which I think is fantastic. It's definitely a really good place to start if you're not really sure about spending lots of money on products, and you can kind of learn about what ingredients work for you, what don't, what kind of formulas you may or may not like, and I think it's a really great stepping stone. So I thought I'd begin by sharing this radiance booster. So it is an SPF 30, it's a sunscreen, but it's in a sort of serum formula. It's very interesting to me. It says that you only need a couple of drops of this and it provides you with protection. I've actually only been using this on days when there is like a low UV index, just because I'm not 100% convinced on how effective this is, but there are tons of other products from the Simple range that are really easily accessible and that are fantastic. The other thing that I really like about Simple, just in general, is that they are kind of available all around the world. It is nice to know that there are brands that are kind of everywhere that your skin agrees with. So I travel a lot. I always see these in the pharmacies. No matter where I go, they are available, which I think is great because it is kind of nice to have something a bit more familiar if you're not really sure where to go or you don't know how to read the labels in that language or something like that. So yeah, definitely would recommend Simple. I really miss browsing just around Superdrug, going in and out of the aisles and just browsing, reading labels. But obviously with lockdown in London, I have not been able to do that, which is, yeah, you know, it was an activity, it was a hobby, and now I can't do it anymore, which is quite sad. But don't worry, I have some recommendations for you to just pick up. You can order them online or whatever. The Simply Pure range is actually directed at people who want to avoid certain ingredients. So this is fragrance free, there's no colours. It's all just a little bit, you know, good for your skin, that kind of stuff. It is actually quite a basic formula. So this is their hydrating serum, it's the daytime one. It is about £3 or £4, which is crazy good value. I think it's actually £2.99, which is crazy for 50 mils. It's excellent value. Some people actually say that this is a dupe for the Drunk Elephant Bee Hydra, and at a fraction of the price, I would highly recommend this one, just because you are saving so much money. And it does feel very similar in terms of consistency and the sort of hydration and moisturization that it provides. It is a sort of cream texture, which I can show you here, and it contains sodium hyaluronate. It also has a glycerin base and contains ceramides. It is, as I say, fragrance free, and as with all of the Superdrug skincare lines, they are all cruelty free and not tested on animals. This particular product is vegan, so if that's important to you, then I would highly recommend. For me personally, this did not agree with my skin, and I think it might just be because it was a bit heavy on my skin. I'm more of a combination gal, and I think this would actually be a lot more suited for someone who has drier skin. But yeah, would recommend overall. I mean, it's like £3, you know, you may as well try it. Here is the Naturally Radiant line by Superdrug. So this again is cruelty free. This contains just some minis that I've got. So this contains a glycolic acid toner, which some people say is like a dupe for the Pixie Glow Tonic. And then there's a hot cloth cleanser here, which is also supposedly a dupe for the Liz Earle cleanser, which I have not tried, so I cannot comment on. But I think it's really awesome. These are really affordable. Again, they are just under a £5 each, and you get a really good amount of product. As I say, these are just the minis, so the big versions you get full size, and they are a great price. And I think if you are just starting in skincare, dipping your toe into learning about different ingredients and what you're looking for, then I would highly recommend going into Superdrug and just browsing some of their own brands and seeing what you might want to pick up. They are usually on offer that can be kind of mixed together, so it might be like buy one get one half price, or buy two get one free. And next up is Instagram's most very favorite skincare brand. Here is Good Molecules. Here are some of the products that I've got. I have the brightening serum and also the ultra hydrating facial oil, which is a bit weird because oils don't really hydrate, but there we go. It is a very nice oil. It's very lightweight. It contains camellia seed oil, which is green tea oil, and it also contains sea buckthorn in a 50/50, so that's why it has such a beautiful yellow colour. All of the products are really affordable, and I think are great quality as well for the price you're paying, for sure. The only thing that I find kind of frustrating is that you do have to pay any incoming taxes or import fees and whatnot. If you are in America and you are purchasing, then I would definitely recommend it, whereas if you're in the UK, it's a little bit annoying and potentially a bit risky because you might have to pay quite big import fees. But other than that, they are definitely worth exploring. I think that just the way that they explain how to use their products is very nice and simple and easy to kind of get along with. It tells you exactly what to do, you know, whether you can use a product in the morning or at night, what works best, that kind of thing. Overall, I think these are super affordable. They are just a really nice little collection. I think that it's very similar to the next brand that I will be talking about, which is The Ordinary. Woo! So here I have my favourite product by The Ordinary, which is the AHA and BHA solution. I'm going to try and open it, but I appear to have closed it too tightly from last time. It is this beautiful red chemical peel. Basically, it is a chemical exfoliant. Once a week, you put it on for 10 minutes, and then that's it. You don't use it anymore. It is an extremely powerful exfoliant, so you do have to be careful when you're using it. You do not want to overdo it. You don't want to do it more than just the recommended once a week, and you do not want to leave it on your skin for longer than 10 minutes. Also, if you are using chemical exfoliants, please do make sure that you wear your sunscreen every single day because they can cause sun sensitivity. The Ordinary is super affordable. This is about $6.99, I believe, and I think it is fantastic just the way that they formulate their products to be so bullshit free. It is just, it tells you what it is, it tells you what it does, it tells you how to use it, and then that's it. There's nothing really any more than that. It's very simple packaging. You're not spending money on learning about things. It just kind of tells you what it is. Now, that can be a bit of a double-edged sword because obviously if you just read something, you're like, oh, I don't know what this ingredient is. Like, you have to kind of do your own research about it. It doesn't tell you too much, which is kind of like the entire Deciem brand philosophy. The Ordinary is owned by Deciem, which is a big sort of skincare brand. They have multiple brands. They have like Hylamide and Neod. Not sure about the other ones. I think they have like a hair care brand or something like that. Anyway, basically this is the most accessible of all of them, The Ordinary, and they are very affordable. All of the products are really cool. The only thing that I would say as a critique of The Ordinary is that they can be a little bit kind of boring in terms of skincare. You basically just buy like one ingredient products. So obviously like this isn't an example of it, but in one of my previous videos I was talking about salicylic acid, which is used for spots, and basically you just use those on your spots and then that's it. That's all it does. It doesn't do anything else, and there's no other ingredients in there. A lot of the products are just one thing, whereas for example, if you were to purchase something like this contains a host of ingredients, whereas if you were to buy something similar like this from The Ordinary, it would probably be just a hyaluronic acid serum, and then that's it. There's nothing else in it, whereas like here you'd have hyaluronic acid, you have the ceramides, you have XYZ in addition to that. So it's just something to consider. Bybi is a newish brand to me. They are really quite special actually. After doing some research, I found out that they are very sustainable and extremely transparent. They care about the environment, they care about the working conditions of their employees, and I really think that they have just kind of nailed everything in terms of the branding, in terms of the presence that they want to have in the beauty industry. So for instance, this Bakuchiol booster here, this is £12. It is really affordable. What you can do is you can also send them back and then they can sterilize the bottle and refill it for you. So you don't even have to go out and just buy straight new ones. You can return and recycle, which I think is awesome. I wish more brands would have an initiative like that. So for instance, one of their facial sprays, you can't recycle it because the pump cannot be recycled. And I think it's great that they're upfront about it and they tell their customers that they're not hiding things, they're not trying to be shady. And overall, I really appreciate that. I think that's just should be an industry standard. Unfortunately, it's not. But yeah, I wanted to include them on my budget-friendly list because they are basically sustainable and cost effective. £12 for this, you can't, say it any other way. This is a bargain. This is going to last me a long time. Yeah, they have a bunch of like these boosters that are great. They have a whole range of products that I would really like to try more of, and I find this just to be such an inspiring brand and also really good value. I mean, for £12, can't really complain, can you? Last but not least is one of my favourites. Their name is Q&A. I believe that they are quite new, but I thought I would share two products that I particularly love from their range, and that is the hyaluronic acid serum and also the niacinamide toner. So the hyaluronic acid serum is fantastic. It is not sticky, it's not tacky. I've used ones before from The Ordinary and that one is a little bit more tacky, so this one is a lot better in my opinion, and it's a very similar price. They are very comparable in terms of price to say The Ordinary or to Good Molecules, and they're also quite similar in ethos in that it is ingredient based. So yes, this does contain hyaluronic acid as the title and name would suggest, but it also contains other good skincare thingies. So we have betaine, lactic acid, glycerin. So basically it has a few other ingredients to kind of refine the formula, which I think makes it a bit more, user-friendly on the skin. It's a bit nicer, and I really like this. It's really good, great value, it's very affordable, and ditto again with the toner. It's a great price and a great product. It does exactly what it says. I find that it really does assist with pore control. It helps to brighten my skin, kind of create everything in a kind of more uniform texture. Q&A is made in the UK, so I would say basically if you are in the UK, get Q&A, and if you are in the States, get Good Molecules, because they're very interchangeable, very similar. In terms of branding, again, it's very ingredient-based led formulations, which make them accessible if you kind of know what you're doing with skincare. So you do have to have like a very basic knowledge, but I mean you don't need to, because it does kind of tell you on the back, like, if your skin type is like this, then this will work for you, kind of checklisty pieces of information, so you know whether or not this product would be suited for you, and it's the same on all of theirs. So you do have an idea, but of course, it does help to know the ingredients and what they're supposed to be doing. Okay, well that's everything. So thank you so much again for joining me. I had a really nice time talking with you. I feel like I've been a bit in my head recently because I haven't been going out and seeing people, obviously, and it's weird what that does to a person. Makes you weird, doesn't it? Okay, well, I'm gonna go hydrate and, lie down. Yeah, that sounds about right. See ya.